We'll hear argument first this morning in Case 13-6827, Holt versus Hobbs. Mr. Laycock.
Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the Court, 40 other prison systems permit beards without a length limit, yet Arkansas prohibits even half an inch.
If this prisoner wanted to have a full beard, would RLUIPA require that the prison administration allow him to do that?
Well, some courts have said yes. There's very little in this record about full beards and whether they're safe or whether they're dangerous. But
Mr. Laycock, the problem I have with your client's claim of religious requirement is the religious requirement is that he grow a full beard, isn't it? Now, let's assume I'm in a religion that requires polygamy. Could I say to the prison, well, okay, I won't have 3 wives, just let me have 2 wives? I mean, you're still violating your religion, it seems to me, if he allows his beard to be clipped to one inch, isn't he?
That's correct, Your Honor.
But you're really just making your case too easy. I mean, one of the difficult issues in a case like this is where to draw the line. And you just say, well, we want to draw the line at ½ inch because that lets us win. And the next day, someone's going to be here with 1 inch, and maybe it'll be you, and then, 2 inches. It seems to me you can't avoid the legal difficulty just by saying all we want is ½ inch.
Yeah, so maybe this was improvidently granted. I don't want to do these cases ½ inch by ½ inch. Let's take a case that involves a full beard.
The test is compelling interest in least restrictive means, and deference must be administered in the context of that standard, not instead of that standard.
Could you put your answer in practical terms? The Chief Justice asked you, what's the legal principle that you want us to apply?
They allow 1/4 inch for medical beards. They don't allow even a 1/4 inch for religious beards. This is in some ways like the case Justice Alito wrote in Newark on the Third Circuit. The medical exception undermines all the alleged reasons for not allowing a religious exception.
Mr. Laycock, you're relying on this case really on felt intuitions that this couldn't possibly advance the state's interest.
It is the state's burden that is explicit in the statute. This is an affirmative defense we're talking about of compelling interest in least restrictive means. And the only limit they impose on the hair on top of your head is it can't extend below the middle of the neck. So you can have long hair, curly hair, afros on top of your head without a length limit. The difference between hair on top of your head and hair on the front of your head is not even rational. Right? So they have singled out the beard that is preserved that is worn for religious reasons, and not treated other things that are really indistinguishable. If there are no further questions, I'll reserve the remaining time.
Thank you, Professor. Mr. Curran.
Mr. Chief Justice, and may it please the Court, Arkansas's security objectives are undermined by the petitioner's ½ inch beard because he could use it to alter his appearance, thwart identification, and conceal contraband in our maximum security prison's unique environment. I agree with Mr. Professor Laycock that it wasn't satisfactory. But let me get to what I mean.
I don't understand what you just said.
There is confusion here as to what this so-called medical beard is. What is clean-shaven? Some would say a razor shave looks
clean-shaven is somebody like you.
Right. I would say that's correct. I've got a fairly dense hair, but the policy's rationale is follow doctor's orders, and we think that is fundamentally of a different nature than a religious reason.
A similar question, but lots of religions, including lots of religions of one, have dietary codes of various kinds.
Well, religious beliefs aren't reasonable. I mean, religious beliefs are categorical, It's God tells you. And you're asking us, well, let's balance things, let's be reasonable. Compelling state interest is not a reasonableness test at all.
Well, the testimony on the record was that your common sense view that longer hair is a better way to conceal contraband, I think, is a right one. Just because we haven't found the example doesn't mean they aren't there. And the courts...
No, there are a lot of things we've never found that might be there, and I'll refrain from mentioning them, but you see them on television, a lot of weird programs from time to time.
The problem, Your Honor, Justice Breyer, with with this scenario is these kind of things are buried in incident reports.
As far as searching a beard is concerned, why can't the prison just give the inmate a comb? You could develop whatever kind of comb you want and say, comb your beard. And if there's anything in there, if there's a SIM card in there or a revolver or anything else you think can be hidden in a half-inch beard, a tiny revolver, it'll fall out.
Thank you, counsel. Case is submitted.